Hello listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned as always to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Hello students, I'm Blessing Samson Ayuba. I'm here to teach you a topic in financial accounting, partnership accounts. In our previous class, it's a continuation of the previous class. I'm using an example of what I have given you in our previous class, where I defined partnership. I gave you the requirements before you can embark on a partnership business. And where there is no agreement, I also state the types of partners that we have, and I gave you a format in appropriation accounts and the current accounts. Here today, using the format I gave you in our previous lesson, we are going to answer the question: Segun, Ayo, and Biodun are in partnership, sharing profits and losses in the ratio 5:3:2, respectively. The partnership agreement contains the following: A. The partners' capital are Segun 40,000, Ayo 15,000, and Biodun 25,000. B. Interest on capital 5%. C. Ayo to receive salary 6,000 per annum. D. Interest on drawing 10%. In the year to 31st December 1992, the net profit was 30,000. The partners' drawings were as follows: Segun 7,000, Ayo 5,000, Biodun 3,000. The current account shows the following balances: Segun 1,000 credit, Ayo 200 debit, and Biodun 100 credit. You are required to prepare the appropriation accounts and current accounts for the year ended 31st December 1992. In our previous class, I gave you the format of an appropriation account, and I told you when I'm coming to the next class, I'm going to apportion the example into the format. An appropriation account, again, is an account where profits and losses are being shared between partners. And on an appropriation account, we have the debit side and the credit side. On your debit side, in our question, Ayo has a salary of 6,000. Ayo, in C, Ayo has to receive a salary of 6,000. On our appropriation account, salaries are placed on the debit side of the account. You can see Ayo's salary on the second naira sign, which is what? 6,000. Then we have interest on capital. In our question, 5% was charged on each capital contributed by each of the partners. Shegun brought 40,000. And we have to take 5% of that amount in our appropriation account in order to share our profit and losses effectively. 5/100 times 40,000. Using your calculator or cancelling the 20 over the other 0. Then you divide 5/40, which will give you 2,000. So the interest in Shegun is 2,000. Then we have Ayo. Ayo brought 15,000 as capital. 5/100 times 15,000, which will give us 750,000. Biodun brought 25,000. 5/100 times 25,000 is 1,250,000. And all this will come on the first column in order to add them together before you transfer them to the second column. You can see the interest on capital by Shehu, Ayo, and Biodun is all stated on the first column. And when you sum the figures together, we have 4,000. Still on our debit side, we have our share of profits. That is the purpose of an appropriation account. But before we can go to the share of our profit, let's look at the credit side of our accounts. In this business, we made a net profit of 30,000. You will now bring out your figure by saying net profit brought forward. Net profit brought forward, which is 30,000. Then interest on drawings. What is drawing? When customers draw their money, collect some of the money, capitals that they have invested into business, and interest is normally charged on these drawings. We have, and the question said, 10% will be charged on each drawing by any of the partners. Shegun brought in 7,000. Shegun draws 7,000. So 10% of 7,000 will give us 700. Ayo drew 5,000. And 10% on 5,000 will give us 500. Biodun brought in 3,000. 10% on 3,000 is 300. Sum it on the first column and transfer it back to the second column, which is 1,500. Here, we are adding up our income side of the account. Your credit side is your income side, while your debit side is your expenses side, so that we can know the actual profits to share between the three of the partners. If you sum 30,000 and 1,500, you get 31,500, knowing that you have made a lot of profit in this business. How will we share this profit? You have to take 30,000 plus 1,500, which is 31,500, and minus it by the debit side of your salary and the interest on your capital, which is 10,000. When you do that, you have 21,500. So the interest, the profit that we have is 21,500. And this 21,500 will be shared among 3 of the partners. How do we share it? In our question, we were given the ratio 5:3:2. 5:3:2 is the ratio that was given for this profit to be shared. Now, you will sum up the ratios, which is 5 plus 3 plus 2, which is going to be 10. The first person, the first partner is Segun, and we will give Segun 5 over the sum figure, which is 10, times our profit, which is 21,500. So Segun is having 10,750. The second partner is Ayo. Ayo is taking the ratio 3 all over the sum of all of them, which is 10, times our profit, which is 21,500, and Ayo is getting 6,450. Biodun, who is the last partner, his ratio is 2. 2 over 10 times your profit, which is 21,500, will give us 4,300. When you sum the figures together, you can see that you have 21,500. If the figures are not 21,500, your calculation is wrong. Because when you minus the credit from the debit, we had 21,500, which is your profit, and is to be shared among the 3 partners. And at the end of our sharing, we must have 21,500. Our account is closed by 31,500. And the second solution, that you should open a current account. This is a note for you, how to share the profit. Add the profit sharing ratio together, 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2, which is 10. And attribute 5 to each 5 to the first partner, 3 and 2, with the sharing ratio profit to get your answer. The second table is your current account. And in our current account, we have 3 partners, and each of these partners' accounts must be open. We have Segun, Ayo, and Biodun. On our debit side is the drawings, interest on drawings. On our credit side, we have our salary, interest on capital, and share of profit. Our debit side is our expenses side, while our credit side is our income side. You can see the 2 differences in the accounts. In your appropriation account, your debit side was your income side, while your credit side is your expenses side. But here in our current account, the reverse is the case. In our question, they gave us the current account balances, where Ayo has 200 on the debit side, because it was specified in your question that the money should go to the debit side. So you just pick the 200 and address it under the details as balance brought forward. Segun does not have a debit balance. Ayo has 200. Biodun does not have a debit balance. When you come to your credit side, our balance brought forward, Segun has a credit balance. Ayo does not have, because he has a debit balance. And Biodun has a credit balance. You put the amount, which is 100. Then the drawings. 7,000 was drawn by Segun. Pick the figure, put it under Segun's name. 5,000 by Ayo, and Biodun 3,000. We have solved our interest on drawings in our appropriation account. Go there, pick the figure because it was 10% on each drawing. 10% of our 7,000 is giving us 700. 10% on 5,000 is 500. Then 10% on 3,000 is what? 300. I have made it easier. On the appropriation account has made it easier for you to just go and pick your figures and place them in on your debit side. Coming to this place, which is an income account. On the credit side, only Ayo is entitled to salary. Shegun does not have a salary. You put dash. Ayo, 6,000, and Biodun has no salary. Dash. Then we have interest on capital, which has been shared, which has been solved in our appropriation account. Go pick the figure and place it under their names. Interest on capital for Shegun is 2,000. Interest on capital, Ayo, is 750. Interest on capital, Biodun, is 1,250,000. Then we have the share of profit, which has been solved in your appropriation account. Shegun has 10,750, Ayo 6,450, Biodun 4,300. Now, if you are looking at this account, you can see that the credit side is higher. Our income side is higher than our debit side. To make our calculation balance, we have to deduct from the credit side, the debit side from the credit side to get our balance. And when you sum up 1,000, 2,000, and 10,700, you will have 13,750 naira. Then you calculate the debit side, which is 7,700. You minus 13,750 by 7,700 to get a balance of 6,000. Coming to Ayo's part of the account. Ayo has a salary of 6,000, an interest of 750, and the share of profit of 6,450. When you go to Ayo's side, on the debit side, you can see that the credit side is higher than the debit side. You take the same, you take the same measures as you did in the place of Shegun. You minus the debit side from the credit side to get your balance, which is 7,000. Biodun, we have 100, 1,250, 4,300. On the other side, we have 3,300. This is greater. You minus the debit side from the credit side to get the balance, which is 2,300. And you can see on the detail side, it is called balance carried down. When you sum up the whole figure, it will give you the total, which is 13,750, 13,750, 13,200, 5,650, and on the credit side, the same amount. Because the balances should be the same. Now, when there is no credit, when there is no sharing ratio, when we don't have a sharing ratio, when they're in partnership, I gave you two instances where there is no agreement in partnership. Where we have no agreements, there will be no salaries. There will be no capital. There will be no interest on drawing. There will be no interest on capital. So the account will appear like this, using the other question. When you are given a question to solve and they are telling you to solve without any agreement, this is what you should do. Your appropriation account will be like this. Now, in an account in partnership where there is no agreement, everything is being shared equally. And we have 3 partners. So what do? If you have 5, it will be 1/5. But here we have 3 partners. Shegun, 1/3, because there are 3, times 30,000, which is their net profits. And you will get 10,000. Ayo will go the same. They are going to use their net profit and share whatever they have together. They are going to receive the same amount since there is no agreement. 1/3 times 30,000 for Ayo will still remain 10,000. 1/3 times 30 for Biodun will still remain 10,000. And our net profit brought down is what? 30,000. So you can see that our account is closed. Then our current account will go like this. Our current account will go like this. Segun, you will give them the same format. 3 of them, you open the accounts for them. Our balance brought forward for Ayo is 200. While Segun does not have a debit balance, Biodun does not have a debit balance. You just go straight to their drawing because there's no interest, so you're not doing any calculation. Pick the figures the way they are. Segun, on the debit side, has drawn 7,000. Ayo also drew 5,000. Biodun, 3,000. On our credit side, balance brought forward. Segun has a credit balance of 1,000 in his credit account. Ayo does not have. Biodun has 100 naira in his current account balance. The share of profit was shared equally. The 3 of them had 10,000. So when you are bringing out the figure, you come back and give them each the amount entitled to them because we have shared it equally. And at the end of this, we have 11,000 naira. All of them are going to have 11,000 naira in their current account balances. In summary, I have taught you in the previous class the meaning of partnership, where 2 or 3 people come together to do business in the view of making profits. I told you the accounting requirements, where interest will be shared, capital will be shared, drawings will be shared, salaries will be paid to active members of the partnership. And I also gave you types of partnership. I listed 4 types of partnership in our previous class. We have the active partner, we have the nominal partner, we have the dormant partner or the sleeping partner, and we also have the liability partner. I gave you the format of preparing a partnership account. And today, I gave you a question where we inserted all the figures where they are supposed to be. On your debit side, on your credit side. On your debit side, we have the expenses side of the appropriation account where all the sharings are being done. While on the credit side is an expenses side of the account where the drawings and the profits is carried out. Then we have the current account where all what you did in the appropriation account is brought forward to the current account. Where there is no particular agreement, I told you profit and loss accounts, profit and losses, interest on capital, drawings will be equal. And here is an example. There are 3 partners, so we share their profits according to the 3 of them, which is 1/3 times what they made. Their net profit is 30,000. 1/3 times 30,000, 10,000. The same goes for Ayo, for Biodun. Then we have our current accounts, where the drawings are picked the way they are because there is no interest, where there is no agreement. And the share of profit too is picked the way we have treated it in a appropriation account of where there is no agreement. Students, before I go, I leaving you with an assignment, which is number 1, compare appropriation accounts and current accounts. Number 1, compare appropriation and current accounts. Number 2, what is the purpose of appropriation accounts? I will say the assignment again. Compare appropriation accounts and current accounts. Number 2, what is the purpose of appropriation accounts? Send your messages through my phone number or via my WhatsApp number, which is 081-8269-2515. 081-8269-2515. I remain Blessing Samson. Thank you for watching.